Hello students, today our topic is properties of cathode rays. As you know already we have discussed the discharge tube experiment. Through discharge tube experiment discovery of electron takes place, and now we have discussed today properties of cathode rays. As you know, discharge tube experiment produces cathode rays, and cathode rays are actually electrons and they are actually the particles. But here I will show properties of cathode rays. So I have written here properties of cathode rays already, because most of the time here I just want to explain these type of properties. First property, if we will see, cathode rays travel in a straight line. As you know, whenever we have discharge tube experiment, in the discharge tube experiment, from left side cathode rays are produced and they move towards the positive side, they move towards the anode, but they show straight line, but they show straight form, but they moves in a straight line. So first property, cathode rays travel in a straight line. Whenever here is cathode, the cathode rays produced, they travel in a straight line from cathode to anode. So this is the overall first property of cathode rays. Now second property, cathode rays are negatively charged. As you know, the last video that I have already uploaded in my channel, that discovery of electron, in the discovery of electron, and I have already explained how discovery of electron takes place, and there I will show one paddle wheel which I have kept in the discharge tube experiment. So the paddle wheel shows rotation. That rotation actually shows because of electrons, because of cathode rays. Another experiment that I have defined here, a small experiment that I have to kept positive and negative plates in the opposite direction on discharge tube experiment, one above and one below, and whenever cathode rays are moves from negative to positive, they produce they show deviation towards the positive plate. So they should deviate towards the positive plate. So cathode rays are actually negatively charged. If they show negative charge, then they show deviation towards the positive charge. This is the second property. Now third property, cathode rays are made up of material particles. This is simple. When they are particles, then it is possible to show rotation of paddle wheel in the discharge tube experiment. So this is the third property, cathode rays are made up of material particles. Fourth property, cathode rays produce heating effect. Whenever cathode rays move from cathode to anode, they produce heating effect because of whenever they strikes on the surface of Zardanus shows little bit, it shows heating effect, it shows it heats up at that time when glowing takes place. So this is the third property, cathode rays are made up of material particles. Now fourth property, cathode rays produce heating effect. Whenever cathode rays strikes on the Zardanus plate, they show glowing at the time, simultaneously glowing at the time, simultaneously they show heating. So it also shows heating effect. Fifth is cathode rays effect on photographic plate, known as fogging. After that, J.J. Thomson used photographic plate at the time of whenever cathode rays discharge tube experiment is to be developed. At that time, photographic plate is to be kept in between the cathode rays, and they show the effect there, and that effect is known as fogging. Number sixth number, cathode rays produce X-rays when they strike on a surface of hard metal like tungsten and copper. In some cases, some hard metals which are known as tungsten, copper, etc., when the cathode rays strike on them, whenever cathode rays follows on a hard metal, there another type of rays are to be generated. Those rays are known as X-rays. And seventh, cathode rays ionize the gas through which they pass. Already whenever there is discharge tube experiment, in the discharge tube experiment, when high voltage is applied to the discharge tube experiment. At that time, the gas molecules in the discharge tube, they show ionization, positive and negative. Negatives are actually cathode rays. We move from cathode to anode. This is the another property. And eighth property is cathode rays strike on a Zardanis screen. Cathode rays strike on a Zardanis screen and shows fluorescence. The glowing which takes place at the time of when cathode rays falls on a Zardanis screen, that glowing phenomena is known as fluorescence. So these are the overall properties of cathode rays which are to be generated through discharge tube experiment. So this is overall the second part of the discovery of electron. Now after the discovery of electron, after the completion of the discovery of electron, I describe here, I want to explain here discovery of proton. Okay, thank you.